Hello everyone and welcome to the Amateur Commentator. I am Anshul and I have with me Somit. Hi Somit.
Hi Anshul.
So we had an amazing game today. I cannot say the same thing for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, but at least it was a good outing for Rajasthan Royals. But before proceeding ahead, one thing I would like to say from my end, Kane Williamson was not out. Umpire should have taken much more time to decide that, but at least from my side, that was completely not out. So what do you make of the overall match?
Yeah, so before we move, I would request everyone to kindly like, share, and subscribe this video and keep helping us come up with new such videos. Yeah, this is the first match in the tournament that a team defending has won. And well, when the score is 210 and the defending team is not RCB, then you can hope that they will be more or less effective in defending that total. It was a good start for Rajasthan. Jaiswal and Butler made a brisk start. It didn't help that SRH kept bowling no balls after no balls. In fact, in the first over itself, Moody got Joss Butler, but then it turned out to be a no ball, and Butler went on to punish the Sunrisers bowlers. Once Jaiswal got out, Samson came in and he looked like a person in a hurry. Started hitting from the first ball itself. He was in tremendous touch, and then we saw Devdutt Padikkal come in the middle order, something that he has not done neither for Karnataka nor for Royal Challengers. Batting at number 4 is not his forte, but today he was again exceptional. Some of the shots that he played were pure class, and at the end of 20 overs, Rajasthan finished on 210. It was a Herculean task, considering the fact that SRH don't have the best of batting, and it turned out that way. SRH did score 110, more than 110 in their last 10 over. The problem was that in the first 10 they had scored less than 40, and they had already lost 5 wickets. So that's why the match, I guess, completely ended after the first 10 over. We saw some good performances from Aiden Markram and some good blows from Washington Sundar at the end. But it was a bridge too far to cross, especially when you had scored 37 in 10 overs. So at the end, SRH ended with 149, 60 shots short of Rajasthan's total. And I think it was a good day, good outing for Kumar Sangakkara's team.
Absolutely. Although the match was not competitive, right from start of the second innings, but the things which were fascinating to see was the pace at which all the fast bowlers are bowling, especially Imran Malik. And in the second half, Prasidh Krishna also. He was getting the ball to move both ways. He was virtually unplayable, at least in the power plays, especially Prasidh Krishna and Trent Bolt. What do you make of the pitch, whether it's just about the conditions or are we getting a very different kind of ball that all the matches which we have seen, the initial part, at least in the power play, it's difficult for the batsman when the ball is moving around a bit.
No, the pitch had something for the bowlers. Throughout the first innings, we saw the pitch had good pace, it had good bounce, so you could hit on the up if you wanted to. And if you had the talent, we saw some good shots from both Samson and Padikkal. But I think, it was a wicket. It was a batting wicket that had something for the bowlers throughout that kept them interested. Not much for the spinners, but I was actually surprised to see how well Yuzvendra Chahal bowled. Picking up 3 wickets, not giving more than 24 in this kind of match. Same goes for Ravi Ashwin. He didn't pick a wicket, but in 4 overs, he gave away just 21 runs. And I think that was more because SRH had lost so many early wickets that they just couldn't capitalize on the spinners. There wasn't much spin from SRH side. Washi was a bit on the shorter side. 1 over from Abhishek Sharma was not that great. I think the pitch had something for the bowlers, but it was actually a pretty decent batting track.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Rajasthan Royals first a bit. Yes, Butler got a couple of chances. He was caught out of no ball. He was dropped off a no ball. That actually helped to get him started. His first over from Bhuvneshwar was a pretty damn good over, considering
Yes.
we're playing a 2020 match. But as you spoke about, Sanju Samson and Devdutt Padikkal, and also for that matter, Hetmai when he came towards the fag end of the innings, they were phenomenal. Yes, they were getting helps from the bowlers who were not bowling, especially as you spoke, Washington Sundar. He had a very off day in terms of bowling. Uh, Essentially, 8 overs of bowling from SRH, Rajasthan were able to score more than 100 runs. So that was an added advantage. And yes, they were looking as a team who were in a mission today, and SRH just did not show up today.
Yeah, I was expecting better bowling performance from SRH. Yes, it's been almost a year since Natarajan has played any of those competitive matches. So I think he must have been a bit rusty. Did bowl some good Yorkers at the end, pick up a couple of wickets, but I think he was not in form. Umran Malik, extremely impressed by him. I think he should be blooded into the Indian team as soon as possible. Not because he's not a finished article in any shape or form. It's just that he has way too raw talent to be wasted in domestic cricket. And well, I don't want to dish at domestic cricket. I think the Ranji trophies and the other listed tournaments are extremely important for the development of players. But it's more like this kid is one level up from most of the players. Yes, it's mostly raw talent, but he needs to play day in and day out with good international quality batsmen, and he will improve a lot. He has got the pace. He is effective in. He's got some effective changes of pace as well. So that's there. He does bowl with a lot of heart, and at the same time he thinks a bit about the game as well. So there are all the elements that you need from a good international bowler. I think we should try to blood him as soon as possible. As far as Bhuvi is concerned, he was the best bowler on show for SRH.
Absolutely.
Apart from the last over, he was absolutely clinical. If not for that no ball, I think things would have been pretty different. Other than that, I was not that impressed with how the spinners bowled. Washi was, again, as I said, way too short. Abhishek Sharma was not that good. Romario Safard is not that great a bowler. He's a good bowler. He can give you a couple of overs here and there. He can bat pretty well, hit some good blows, but I don't think that he is at that level where you could expect 3 overs out of him in the power play. So that I was a bit disappointed with us bowling.
But the problem with Romario Shepherd here is, the weak link. I'll not say the weak link, but at least the way in terms of how their batsmen perform, or the batting order collapsed in the first 10 overs. Picking Romario Shepherd instead of someone like Mark Williamson actually justified the call, because he was able to score some runs for them lower down the order. If not for him and Washington Sundar and probably Aiden Markram, they would not have even reached 100. So
I agree. I agree. I think he bowled well, considering that the fact that your team conceded 210 and you have given you have bowled at less than 9 runs and over. It was a good performance by him, but I think they need someone more incisive in that bowling attack to support Bhuvi. Or the other thing that could happen is that they need to Umran Malik and Natarajan need to bowl a bit better. And Malik bowled pretty well in his last 3 overs. He considered only 18, picking up 2 wickets of Butler and Padikkal. That was good. But the first over, the damage that was done at that point of time, I think it did cost them a lot.
I think it was more in terms, apart from the bad bowling, it was more nerves, because even though Butler hit him for more than 20 runs in that over, he actually did not bowl bad in that over. The pace was quite evident. Butler was able to score few boundaries of the edges as well. So, but you talked about Umran Malik and Natarajan need to bowl well. Do you think it's way too early to include someone like Karthik Tyagi in the team, or the same set of bowlers should be given longer run probably?
Yeah, I don't think that there is a space for Karthik Tyagi right now. Because you do have 3 Indian pacers. You have the like of Romario Safard. You do have someone like Marco Jansen sitting in the wings. So I actually don't see much of other Indian bowlers getting chance. Uh, so yeah, I think this bowling attack needs to improve. Bowling is their strength. There is no doubt about that. SRH strength is their bowling. It's the batting which is the weak link. But if you concede 210, then it's going to be difficult on most days.
Absolutely. More than bowling, I think they have a very good crop of pace bowlers and swing bowlers. It's just that historically they had Rashid Khan with them. I believe the spin department is something which they are lagging, and that was quite evident when someone like Washington Sundar had a very off day. That is something which maybe moving forward, if their spinners are not able to perform that well. I know Abhishek Sharma is someone who has been slotted to open the innings for them. But if Washington Sundar is not able to perform with the ball on a consistent basis, do you see a chance where they can introduce an additional pace bowler instead of a spinner?
Yeah, I mean they do have Shreyas Gopal and Jagdish Shuchit. Both have done decently well in whatever matches that they have got. Gopal is much more experienced also.
Yeah.
So they can, but then that kind of breaks the balance of their side. So yeah, that is something that they need to consider. And anyways, their batting is not that strong, and you can't drop someone like Washington Sundar who kind of gives you, who will almost always give you a 20-run innings at the end of the innings. So yeah, it's a bit difficult for them. I think they have to improve their batting. Last year also it was the same thing. David Warner was not performing, and that is where everything else started. They had a weaker middle order. They had a weak middle order. They had Manish Pandey and Vijay Shankar. Both of them didn't perform that well. You had the likes of Priyam Garg and Abhishek Sharma and Abdul Samad. They were not that good as well. So this time also the problem is there. And it seems like Nicholas Pooran just can't get away from the hoodoo of IPL. I mean, it's just he scored 3 consecutive 50s against India just a month back, and today again it was a duck for him of 9 balls. So he was struggling really hard.
To be fair on him, probably Prasad Krishna and Trent Bolt were, in between probably the spell of the tournament, I would say, at least till now. I'm sure there will be many other spells, but the opening partnership between Krishna and Trent Bolt, especially when the ball was moving a bit, it was very difficult for a lot of batsmen, even Kane Williamson. So let's talk about SRH batting when we are here. Firstly, it was not out. I'm not sure, even with so much technology in hand, why did the third umpire cannot take probably additional 10 seconds to have a clear look, because it completely looked not out from the replays which we were able to see.
Yeah, I think my initial reaction was that it was not out, and I didn't say much to convince me otherwise. The From one angle, it did look like he had caught it cleanly. Padikkal had caught it cleanly, but I think the first angle that the replay showed, it looked like it had bounced just before it went to Padikkal, and I think if any of the replays shows that it's not out, then it should be not out. And to give someone out, you need to have conclusive evidence, and I didn't think that there was any conclusive evidence to give him out. So that was one of those mistakes. And how much did it cost SRH? Perhaps the match, because we don't know if Williamson would not have been out at that point of time, and they would have got on to even a decent start, then the firepower that they had at the end with the likes of Markram and Shepherd and Washi, I think they would have made a match out of it. So
again, we are talking hypothetically, that we are not saying that decision cost them the match, but
yeah,
at least that decision could have given a chance. Again, it's cricket, and the decision was taken by Kane Williamson surprisingly quite well. He's a captain and he could not show anger. But yeah, let's talk about someone like Abdul Samad and Abhishek Sharma. Even in the preseason review for SRH, or when we talked about those players during the auction, we consistently spoke that they did not got a lot of chances in the last season, or they did not receive a lot of balls whenever they were coming to bat. But today was a chance for them. Yes, Abhishek Sharma stuck around for quite some time, but having played so many deliveries initially, do you think it was probably a loose shot from his end, or the bowling was just too good for him at that moment?
No. I think it was probably a poor innings from Abhishek Sharma. We have seen, in fact, yesterday only we saw Ayush Badoni and we saw Sadrangani, both of whom have not played a lot of domestic cricket. Abhishek Sharma has played some domestic cricket. He's in fact the captain of Punjab side. So
Mhm.
I think much more is expected from him. He opens the batting in Ranji Trophy, so it's not like he has been propelled up just like that. There is prior evidence that he can bat well in the top of the order, and if you can play uh, as an opener in red ball cricket, you can damn well do it in one day cricket as well, where the ball does not move as much as it does in the red ball. So I think he has the skills to play at the top of the order. It's just that he needs to improve massively. This is a big opportunity for him. This is his third year, I guess, third full season perhaps in IPL, and yeah, this is the year where he needs to perform. Same goes for Abdul Samad as well. He has not got a lot of chances. Even today, it was a pressure situation. He came in, not the best of situations, but this is when you show your class. You show
Absolutely.
what talent you have, and he got a good opportunity. The innings that Washi played, I think Abdul Samad could have well played that innings. He could have done that. I know the bowling was good. I know he comes in between a spell where you have the likes of Yuzi Chahal and Ravi Ashwin to kind of negotiate, which is never going to be easy. Forget about Abdul Samad. It's not easy for even established international cricketers. So I think it was a difficult situation he came in, but these are the matches when you need to perform. You need to show why the franchisee showed so much faith in you and retained you. Bit disappointed by both of their performances.
Sure. So let's talk about in terms of the batting order of SRH. I know in the hindsight it's easier to talk, uh, but we heard a lot even when the commentators were there during the live match. Uh, Most of them believe that Eden Mark was someone who should have probably come ahead of like soft Nicholas Pooran or Rahul Tripathi. Do you feel that they missed the chance, or this is perfect betting order for them?
No, I think even we have discussed this previously as well, that we believe Markram's best position is number 4. Ideally, he's an opener. He does open a lot, but off late in limited over in T20 cricket, especially, he likes to come in at number 4. He has reinvented him. He bowls a bit as well, so I was actually surprised that he didn't get to bowl anything at all. Uh, so yeah, number 4. I would have rather had him at number 4 and Pooran at 5. And for that matter, I would rather go with Rahul Tripathi as an opener and
Mhm.
Williamson at number 3. I think I know what they're trying to do with Williamson at the top of the order, him being the person who holds the innings together from the first ball till the last. But that's a very difficult role to play, and you will never be able to do it always. So you need, I think he needs to come back to number 3. Needs to allow someone like Rahul Tripathi to go up top, and
Absolutely. And
at 4.
especially, in this season, based on the matches which we have seen, initially the ball is doing quite a bit. And if Williamson can give himself that cushion, saying that he's a very good player, he's one of the topmost player, but if he can give himself that cushion, he'll probably be able to, as you talked about, carry throughout the innings and play that anchor role.
Yeah, we have seen Kane Williamson play some beautiful T20 innings as well, and as Indian fans, we know a lot about that. We have seen him perform so well against India. So uh, the fact is, if you go out to open and you are the marquee batsman in your team and you get out, they don't have anyone of that experience. They don't have David Warner anymore.
Yeah,
So that's going to be a big issue. Aiden Markram is a very competent player, but a lot more was expected of him, and he has not yet delivered. He's coming to the fore much more, um, and I think he will have a good tournament, good IPL this time around. But you need Williamson to be at number 3, and there from there orchestrate everything. So I think it would be much better if they go with Rahul Tripathi. Rahul Tripathi is much more of a hit and miss kind of player, but the day he hits, he will give them a pretty decent start. And with Williamson playing at opening the batting, I don't see them getting to a flying start, because I think Williamson will play more of an anchor role there. Although there's a lot being said about not having any anchor at all in the games, but when you have a batting lineup like SRH, you need someone there. So yeah, I think he should come back to batter number 3, then Markram, and then Pooran at 5, Romario Shepherd at 6, maybe Washi at 7. that actually gives them much more strength, and it balances the side pretty well.
Sure. Let's talk about Trent Bolt and Prasidh Krishna. What do you make of this flip? Is it in an isolation that it is just because of the condition and the opposition, or was it something which we were seeing it was very special today?
No, we have seen Trent Bolt do this time and time again, haven't we? I mean, he was last year. He was the highest wicket taker in the power play. He has done this for New Zealand, for Mumbai Indians. Everywhere he goes, he does this. So there was no surprise there. Prasidh Krishna at one point had 2 wickets and had given away just 1 run. So
Yeah.
he had a great start. He was a man of the series against West Indies. And so that in his kind of debut series kind of thing. So he has had a great start to his international career, and he's proving everyone right about the fact that he is a great bowler and perhaps a future red ball bowler for India. He has got the control, he can pick up wicket, and he has got the pace as well. We talked about Umran Malik hitting 150.
Yeah.
Prasidh Krishna did hit over 140 most of the time. So he clocks pretty good speed, good control. So yeah, nothing more you could ask for.
So we already know that Chahal and Ashwin probably they're the best spin players in the tournament. But based on whatever we saw today, I guess Rajasthan is one of the most strongest bowling lineup in the competition. At least the playing five which they played. Yes, Coulter had some issue towards the end, and he went out. Whom do you see coming in place if he's not able to play the next game? Do you see likes of Jimmy Neesham to replace him, or someone like Daryl Mitchell? Whom would you prefer?
No, I would prefer Jimmy Neesham. I think he's the better bowler among the two. I think Daryl Mitchell is a much more impressive batsman. Has got a lot of skill. Saying that, Neesham can hit the ball, and Rajasthan have got a fairly decent number 1 to number 4. So they kind of don't need a lot in that position. They need Jimmy Neesham would do pretty well for them. I think coming in at number 7 behind the likes of Hetmeyer and Riyan Parag, maybe even at times above Parag. So I think Jimmy Neesham would be a better replacement. In fact, I thought he should have started instead of Coulter. I'm not sure whether he is available. He was available for selection or not. I've not seen that, but he should have started instead of Coulter if he was available. That's something that I've been saying. He's doing well. He's in form. He has been doing well, pretty well in international cricket as well. So Neesham for Coulter. Other than that, I mean, Hetmeyer has done really well today. Also, he played well. He did well for Delhi as well. Initially, we did speak about it as well during the auction that maybe Rassie van der Dussen would be a better choice, but also because of the fact that Hetmeyer was not selected for the West Indies side as well. But yeah, he has been a good performer in IPL, and I think they will keep him. He would be their first choice in that middle order above Rassie van der Dussen.
Do you see someone like Rassie van der Dussen getting a chance in the IPL, or it will be only if these players are not available for selection, then only will get a chance?
Well, the Rajasthan top 4 look absolute mint actually. And if they keep continuing to perform like this, I don't actually see a lot of Rassie van der Dussen, because whatever, if it's about pure batting skills from van der Dussen and Hetmeyer is a better striker of the ball, but I rate van der Dussen a lot in white ball cricket. He has done phenomenally well for South Africa. He has pulled them out of some pretty precarious situation. We saw how he can accelerate when he scored that century in the first ODI against India as well, and even before that he has done that. So he's much more of a reliable batsman. But if you have a batting lineup of Jaiswal, Butler, Samson and Padikkal, I think maybe you'd prefer someone like Hetmeyer at number 5, who can just come in and blast his way. Hetmeyer can hit spin and pace equally alike. So I think
why I asked that, because Jaiswal also did not have a very extraordinary season last year, and the same goes for Riyan Parag as well. So essentially, you have Butler, Sanju Samson, and Devdutt Padikkal in the top 5, who had a very good 1 or 2 seasons the last couple of years. So in case you do not see someone like Yashasvi Jaiswal or someone like Riyan Parag to not score consistently, would you be inclined to probably go for Rassie van der Dussen, whom you already know that we can, at least be sure of some amount of runs from there, if not at a very brisk pace, but surety of runs there.
No, I think I think Rajasthan should give Jaiswal a longer run this time around. Maybe he should play all the even last year also he played quite a few matches, but I think this season he should be given an opportunity to play as many matches as possible. He is a brilliant talent. He's going to play for India one day. He has got that talent. Uh, he can bowl as well, so he gives them an option. Although I don't think they would need that, but
Yeah.
If required, he can bowl some leg spin as well. So uh, I would wait. I would wait and see, unless it's a string of extremely low scores, which I don't think it is going to be. I think he looked good even today.
Absolutely.
He just like most of the Mumbai batsmen, he's a bit of a compulsive hooker. We have seen Rohit Sharma also get out that way a lot, and I think I've seen we have seen Prithvi Shaw play similar shots, and we are seeing Jaiswal also. So that there is, I don't think it's a weakness, because if they hit it properly, then it goes for a 6 or it goes for a 4 at least. So that is their strength, but at the same time they tend to get out with that shot as well. But I would like to see Jaiswal much more than perhaps rather than Rajasthan changing their batting lineup at this point. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, it will be an important season for someone like Jaiswal, Abdul Samad, Riyan Parag, and Umran Malik, because we are hopeful that these are few of the players who would be in contention for the Indian team in the coming future. So that's it from our end. Thank you so much for your time. I would request every one of you to please like, subscribe, and share our content. And please watching the Amateur Commentator for all the live match updates, which will be bringing to you throughout the IPL. Thank you.
Thank you.